Okay, so final exercise. This is a kind of cool one because you get to really play around with everything that you've learned. I've got the align tool here. I'm just going to put that aside. I can always bring it back if I need it. And there's my stroke panel if I need it too. I'm just going to make sure again my stroke is set to 4 points. And what I really want to do now is just start playing around with some shapes here. Just make sure that your shape has a fill of nothing and the stroke is set to black, and again 4 points. And I can just start playing around with this. By the way, if I want to draw a circle, and let's notice if I have to click and drag, it's always from this section. Let me show you a little trick. If you hold down the Option key, it's you Option Shift. See how I get a little thing, and it draws it from the center mark, which can be really useful depending on what you're trying to do. So if that saves you some time, great. If not, so be it. But I find it to be highly useful. So I'm gonna just create the circle to start off with, and I have no idea what I'm making right now, but I figure if I just start playing around with some basic shapes, watch this. Come in with, again, I don't know, rectangle shape here, and maybe I want some of these shapes to be here, and maybe I don't want all the shapes to be where they are. Let's say I want this line to be here, but I don't want to continue this. I'm going to come in here and wherever I see the intersect key show up, I'm going to click there. There's the intersect again. I'm going to click there. And it doesn't look like much happened, but I think you already know that I've just separated this as a path. So now I have this little chunk over here, which I can choose to use somewhere else, or maybe, for example, like, because I already have it, I'm going to just rotate it and say, well, maybe it'll be over here somewhere with a circle if I wanted it to be. Let's just see how that shows up. Again, a little bit more work. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like the way that it just breaks up and does that. And then I can come in again and again cut that where that intersects. Obviously this is going to take a little bit of time to do, but use these shapes, play around with the lines, play around with the pen tool, and you're going to be making a
now 100 years.
You're going to be making a design. Maybe I'm going to just have lines going across here.
This is taking 1,000,000.
Yes, Sophia. That's looking like that. And I am, again, just playing around with just a different set of shapes. And I'm just essentially trying to create an interesting looking pattern here within the shape. And I think what I'll do is, instead of drawing something here, I'm going to just create something on my own and post it on the website so you can see a couple examples. But one thing I do want to mention with this is, when you're working on this, do this on purpose, try to avoid having lines that don't intersect well. So for example, let me zoom in again. Like, I can see, for example, a little bit of this circle hanging off the side. I don't want that, so I'm going to nudge that up with the arrow tool. This doesn't fit on the edge, and it's just kind of hanging out there. So I'm going to bring it over here and bring this up a little bit. Things like that. I really want to see like a nice, neat, clean line like that. None of this, just to show you again, like what not to do situations with this is like that. I don't want to see that, and I don't want to see that. I think you get the idea. The rest of it is really up to you, but play around with these shapes and see what you can do. Remember, if you want like a perfect triangle, just you can go to the star tool, the polygon tool, for example, click and define it as having 3 sides, and boom, there's your perfect triangle. So, perfect circle, square, hold down the shift key when you're working with those. Just play around with some basic shapes and lines and anything you want. You can use a pen tool if you want to too, if you want to add some hand-drawn squiggly lines. But I want to see a nice design from you guys using these principles. Anything that you've learned up here, anything you want to add, use it. Make it work for you. Let's make all these visible again. Anything you want to do. Okay? Have some fun with that.